It's happening.
Here we are. We're back. New year, new us.
New year, new Poddy.
What's up, guys? Hope you guys had an awesome break, even though by the time you see this video, you'll have already seen our other first one, but this is the first time we're recording in the new year, so.
First time for us in 2023, but this should be the second episode of season 2. So we're second, what?
Because we're going to be having another surprise coming up in one of them.
Numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
Math is tough, but I'm pretty sure it's 2023 now. Anyway,
it might be the 2 or 3 episodes. So
yeah.
2023 is kind of looking good.
2023 is looking good. I'm feeling good energy. You feeling good energy?
Good vibes all around.
Good vibes all around.
Classes start tomorrow for me. It's going to be swag. Looking forward to it.
This is, I'm loving this kind of like calm before the storm on campus of like the kids have come back, you know, the youngsters are ready. It's going to be a time.
They're going to be wild.
Yeah, spring semester is going to be fun.
Oh yeah, it'll be cool. A lot of bass fishing.
A lot of fishing.
A lot of recording. Because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we got one class, rest of the day, nap and record. Like, it's going to be... This might be the season where we make it big, honestly.
Nap and record, dude. I'm loving
Not in that order.
That Tuesday, Thursday agenda. Yeah, you're going to have to recover from that 9 a.m. class, that's for sure.
6 a.m. No.
Wow. All right, so today, here and now, what we got, we said you've been wanting to do an athletes podcast, right?
I would love to. So, I guess I'll just dive right in, just a little swan dive right in there. So, who's your favorite athlete of all time? Like, we're talking about, like, just any sport, just, you know, and we'll also do a top 5 list of any sport, but best athlete of all time.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, like, I get tripped up with the questions because I feel like you might have said favorite at first and then best. So it's like, you know, what's the nuance between...
Let's do best and favorite.
Okay, best athlete. So I'm prepared for best athlete.
All right, we'll do that.
I think my answer for best athlete of all time, you know, to my understanding, I think I'm going to give it to Bo Jackson.
The double sport.
Because I think Bo Jackson, I think Bo Jackson is the only person in like American sports history to be an all-star in 2 different professional leagues. He was a baseball all-star and a football all-star. So I think best athlete for me, probably Bo Jackson. How about you?
That's valid. For me, I gotta go with Michael Jordan. Growing up a Bulls fan, definitely makes me more partial.
Bulls homer for sure.
But also the fact that I like Jordans, I love his shoes, but also the numbers don't lie. You know?
It's 2023.
Yeah.
What are we going to say? It's his year in certain ways.
That too, yeah.
It's 23, bro.
Let's be honest, who else has that many rings? Like.
Oh, yeah. Well, so that's an interesting conversation because Jordan has 6, right?
And then people are like, oh, LeBron did faster. So it's like.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's an interesting case because he's won 3 different championships with 3 different teams. Yeah. Tom Brady has 7 championships, I think.
He definitely is the ring collector.
So a lot of people would say like Tom Brady's the GOAT, and not just like the football GOAT, but he has 7.
The GOAT of all time.
Yeah, he's like the greatest, most decorated athlete.
But then looking at this past year.
Oh yeah, tough. Maybe you should have stayed retired, Tom.
Right?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, quit while you're ahead, man. Divorces, then like just like wow, he just lost like on so many playing fields this year.
I mean, he's still in the playoffs. Like, right now, he's in the playoffs. Also fun is that we did one single World Cup date.
Oh, yes.
When the U.S. won, and we were, like, all riding the high of, like, yes, this is amazing. And then we never did it again.
Yeah, by the way, they lost.
They lost. Spoiler alert, in case you didn't know, they lost.
U.S. lost.
Real sad defeat to the Netherlands. But again, like, I'm glad we recorded the moment of, like, the euphoria and, like, the joy of it. And then it was like,
I mean, 4 years from now, whenever they do the next one, will be like World Cup season. We'll see.
But yeah, you know, since we're on a roll with that, you know, shout out to Lionel Messi. Happy he got his cup.
Finally got it, Argentina baby.
That's cool. And you know, some people say like now that Messi has his World Cup, some people say like he's the greatest soccer player.
That's definitely. Yeah. And
So.
Yeah, he's definitely out there. He's definitely the GOAT of soccer, in my opinion. He's cool.
Okay, so now I want to flip the question and go from best athlete to favorite athlete.
All right.
Are you sticking Bulls homer, Michael Jordan?
I'm still going Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I might have to, but also I'm going to give like an honorable mention to Peyton Manning.
Nice.
He's really, really, really up there for me because I also look at him as a good person. I mean, so is Michael Jordan, don't get me wrong. But no, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Michael Jordan has some sketchy moments, but yeah, like hopefully he's doing good things for the world.
I think he is.
I certainly hope so.
Peyton Manning always has. And
Right.
always will. Like,
yeah.
He's just a genuine guy, insane football player. But also, fun story, I guess. When I was a kid, I mean, I grew up loving him. So he's, been my favorite athlete. But anyways, I wrote to him in like second grade. For a school project, we had to write to these famous people. So I did, and he sent me back a signed picture that said "To Jackson."
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I got it framed in my room with his card and stuff. So I mean, I think that's kind of cool.
Digging that, yeah.
That he did that. I was pretty stoked.
So for me and my favorite athlete, like this is not really the question I'm as prepared to,
Good. I like to keep you on your toes.
Right, yeah, keep it on the toes,
Cool.
do a little dodging and weaving. Like controversial spicy take that I would want to play first maybe is my boy Tim Tebow.
Okay.
I love that so many people hate Tim Tebow.
Why do they hate him? He's a nice guy.
He seems like such a great guy.
He's pretty terrible at football now, but like he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he
does. Like, there's not a bad bone in his body, from what I can tell.
Right, and it's weird because like I'm not Christian, and like I don't really go for like his like heavy Jesus energy. Like generally, I don't go for it, but like with him, like his conviction is like so strong that like he inspires me. Again, like not even in any kind of religious sense,
just to be a good person,
but just like as a person, it's just like dude, I love that you are like staying the course. Mm-hmm. And college football legend.
Oh yeah.
Even though he's like not that good of a professional NFL player, like he still,
baseball.
I think he won a playoff game with against the Steelers. I think the Broncos beat the Steelers. He played for the Broncos.
Oh, wow. Didn't he play for the Dolphins?
He played for the Jacksonville Jaguars a little bit last year, but
last year, really?
Yeah, because he came back as a tight end.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, because it was like this was after his baseball stint.
Wow.
But
He's just all over.
Yeah, on his baseball stint, I'm pretty sure he hit a home run on his first at bat in minor league baseball.
He did. I remember made the news.
Which is epic. Like that's just cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Like again, like I think Tim Tebow is like one of the best examples of like maybe God is real. Like maybe Jesus is the savior because like Tim Tebow is like on earth to like guide us all and like save us. In a certain way.
He thought he had a direct path, straight to the NFL, and then God was like, "Nope, you're gonna spread my word."
Yeah, right.
Like, redirect. That's a good answer.
But flipping from Tim Tebow into like maybe a different type of energy. I also like really weird athletes. Like, or
Justin Jefferson.
I mean, gritty. I mean, our gritty fish boy. Like he's the gritty, but not Justin Jefferson.
Oh.
And I'm not sure I really like Dennis Rodman, but he fascinates me.
He's a wild dude.
He's a wild dude. Like he's so crazy that like I'm interested.
He's funny.
And like with on the Dennis Rodman wavelength, also like Ron Artest / Meta World Peace. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, he's odd.
I met him at the Houston Rodeo one year. Yeah, because that's back. I think he played for the Rockets for a little bit. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, we saw him at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. All my friends were like, slightly in front of me, and we all met him. And I just like reached my hand like over my friends, and I was like, "What's up?"
Really?
Yeah, it was goofy.
Was he cool?
He was cool. I don't know if he was Ron Artest or Meta World Peace at that point, but like. I think he had that kind of awakening when he was like, oh, I'm not going to be Ron Artest. Like, that was the guy who got in a fight. Now I'm Meta World Peace, and I'm like, one with the universe or like whatever. But
didn't he think the world's flat too or something? He was like super weird.
I hope not. Like,
I hope, right.
Like athletes get weird of just, just, I don't know. We all get weird. Like we're all susceptible to certain ways of thinking and like conspiratorial, stuff. And like sometimes we get an idea and we don't want to let go of it. But since now we're kind of in the weeds of like talking about these different athletes and figures, I want to like really like hit the depths of like why do sports like matter to us, do you think? Like why do we have these conversations over and over and over again?
That's
like
true.
Best athlete, like favorite athlete, like why do we need
because I mean at the core it's guys getting paid millions way more than we do to play a child's game.
Right, to play a game.
It's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Just another form for entertainment, I guess.
Right, it's entertainment, and like we are a society of the spectacle, but it's not like just entertainment, like there is life happening out there, and it's like sometimes these beautiful moments happen, sometimes these ugly moments happen.
It started as entertainment, I think, but now they've made it more, like each person has their own charity foundation. Like they made it more, but I mean, as a planet, we've always had entertainment. Because if you think about back to Roman times, they had the Colosseum, they had the fighting,
right?
The bullfights, or
well, no. It's like the gladiators.
Yeah, the gladiators. Yeah,
but no, it's funny.
Always had entertainment,
right? And it's funny how you say like go way back like antiquity, Colosseum, gladiators, and then you mentioned bullfights, which is like jumping centuries, millennia ahead. And then you go to football, which a lot of people say is gladiator type,
but still less dangerous.
Probably, like
you're not getting mauled
you're right. There's no lions. There's no swords.
Yeah. You don't have to die.
You don't have to die. You don't have to die.
Everyone can leave the ring.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You get water breaks.
You get water breaks. Oh my gosh.
Smack
but yeah,
breaks.
so but it's interesting because that's something we've had for millennia, and sometimes we have these like truly incredible moments. We can think about like Michael Jordan Game 6, like the flu game.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, oh, he's kind of sick, and like, oh, he's like on an IV or whatever.
And
he
just like dropped,
But he just balls out, goes for like 50 plus, like whatever it is.
Like holding my beer, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to get out of bed when I had the flu, let alone play sports and go ham.
But going back to like Justin Jefferson had an amazing one-hand snag this year. Odell Beckham's like classic.
That was probably the most iconic catch of all time, I would have to say.
It's iconic.
Even though lots of people have done that now. And
right.
But yeah, that's really what started, I would say, the one-hand catch.
Well,
now it's almost a trend.
Yeah, it's not that it started the one-hand catch, but it was like kind of the beginning of like the meme and like the modern, the recent.
Now you look at like Antonio Brown, that's how he would warm up. He'd be like doing backflips to catch and be like, look what I can do.
Yeah. So talking about backflips, because like Tyreek Hill like still does backflips after his like touchdowns, and like it is interesting to like think about the spectacle and like how sometimes it's inspiring, sometimes like if you do a certain trick like too much, like
playing it out.
It's it can get lost.
It's also interesting to see, because we're talking about the big stars, but it's also cool to see, people that aren't as well known do those things. That it's like, whoa, where's this guy coming from?
Yeah.
When like a young guy does a hurdle or does a backflip in the end zone, it's like, okay, he's got potential.
So actually, it's funny you mention this because, like, YouTube basically started, like, I guess right before I was in high school, and there was a guy, when I was in high school, he was elsewhere in Houston. His name was Sam McGuffey, and he hurdled somebody like in high school football.
Yeah.
And again, this was like year 2 or 3 of YouTube, so like he had like he went viral like back before there was like going viral. But he was like a YouTube phenomenon for a little bit. It was like, oh, this running back in the Houston area, and of course, like now it's like people are hurdling on football fields all the time. But yeah, it's fascinating to think of like, what is a trick? When is a trick played out? When is it like truly this like transcendent moment?
When does it become legendary?
Right, yeah. And also like what is legendary? What does it mean to be like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, these like legends of the game, like the best guy of their generation.
Like I would put them in the legend category.
Yeah.
And then other people, that have had legendary plays like Odell Beckham, I would not consider him a legend.
Yeah.
I would consider him a good player. I wouldn't put him in the legendary category, though.
Right, yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And then also just thinking about, like, receivers, wide receivers in football. Like, Jerry Rice is so far ahead of anyone else in the history books.
Status.
Yeah, like, he's legendary. Randy Moss is, like, a lot of times, like, the number 2 guy. But he's, like, not even close to Jerry Rice on, like, touchdowns or, like, certain metrics of, like, how good of a receiver are you. Even though I think Randy Moss is legendary. Actually, Randy Moss might be one of my favorite athletes.
Really?
Yeah, because he's got a certain
honorable mention athlete.
Yeah, he's got a certain attitude where it's not just like, you know, an FU kind of thing. He's I feel like also pretty strong in his convictions, but he seems like a pretty reasonable guy, even if sometimes he's misunderstood. If you have never seen or heard this rap song that like a YouTube DJ made of like a supercut of Randy Moss, like clips. I think it's called One Clap. Yeah, right. We'll link it in the comments probably, or in the description, and yeah, I'll send it to you. But yeah, One Clap, Randy Moss, DJ Steve Porter.
That's impressive.
Shenanigans, dude.
Shenanigans,
just
pure
shenanigans, dude.
Another honorable mention athlete, because you were talking about how I like class stats. Shout out Walter Payton, one of the best running backs of all time.
Yeah,
but also he wasn't what it is now. How it's so flashy.
Yeah,
you look at all the athletes now. They want to do the backflips. They want to get in the end zone and then go do their celebration, get fined $20,000, and be like, sweet. Now it's a flex to do that. Like, oh yeah, I just got fined $20,000. Totally worth it.
Right. Yeah.
He get his touchdown, hand the football over, go to his bench.
Yeah. And he set the record for rushing yards and
he's the best to ever stepped on the field. And then now you look at the guys.
Well, I
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
he's cool though. I like him.
Zeke's fine. Like he's at Ohio State. Like whatever.
We don't like them.
Should not actually shout out Ohio State soccer babes because I was at a wedding in December. Yeah. And my friend married a professional soccer player, and she played at Ohio State.
We'll let that slide.
Beautiful ceremony. Thank you for having me. There were a bunch of Ohio State soccer babes. Mwah, miss you all. But going back to Walter Payton, I think the man of the year in the NFL is called the Walter Payton.
It is.
It's the Walter Payton Award. So like that's a testament to being like you're not just a good football player, like making an impact on the field, but you're making an impact in the community. And yeah,
it's bigger than the game.
It's bigger than the game, and it's like maybe the game and like us loving these games, like they bring us together, and like maybe that's what it's all about.
I think so, and I think that's cool when it does that. And yeah, it's honestly really an interesting concept too. I don't know how to describe it because we all have our countries, we all have so it's like the World Cup is what our states are because we all have our little like cliques. Oh, you're a Bears fan. Oh, you're a Packers fan.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, you're USA. Oh, you're Iran.
Yeah.
And that's when the games really it's bigger than just the game.
Yeah, it's fascinating because sports also like encourages, maybe not encourages, but engenders a tribalism sometimes because it's like, oh yeah, like no, you're Yankees, boo, I'm Red Sox, like Cubs, White Sox, and these rivalries. But
it gets it's cool.
But at the end of the day, like hopefully
we're all on the same team.
We're all on the same team. Hopefully, like keep it respectful. Like don't get violent and belligerent.
And you look at Bill's Mafia; they just fight each other.
just wrecking tables out here.
Yes.
Bill's Mafia, just smashing tables, smashing brews.
Yeah, the Ravens fans are jackwagons.
So maybe that's the point. Like sports brings us together, and it
can also drive us apart.
It can drive us apart. It's the flux of life.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we just solved the meaning of life right there.
Sports.
We're sitting here chugging beers and watching the screen, the magic light box, and watching these athletes, these superhumans, because that's life right there.
I guess. Is it because they're living the lives we want to? Because we weren't good in high school?
So that's the other thing. Like, there's a certain vicarious nature to it. Because,
It's almost like, not really at all. Actually, I was just like thinking, it's almost like reality TV because, they're living. We don't get to see what they live. But I mean,
it is reality TV in a certain way.
They're balling out, and we're sitting at home like, oh hey, that guy's cool. Nah, but it is interesting. I mean, it brings everyone together on Sundays.
Sometimes Saturdays.
Yeah, I mean.
Sometimes Friday nights. Sometimes a Tuesday evening. Sometimes a Tuesday morning if it's the World Cup and it's the wrong time zone and things are getting real crazy like that.
That was spice.
Spectacle, dude. Society the spectacle, dude. It's fascinating.
It's also fascinating how down south it's more college driven. I've noticed that. And then up north, no one cares about school. I mean, yes, U of M or Michigan State, things like that, but I mean, really it's about pro sports. Down here it's really about, Big Ten, SEC.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the pocket of where you are.
It's just kind of fascinating how everyone's like.
But yeah, I think there is something too. Like the Southern culture is like particularly rooted in their college affiliations.
Like I used to think of the South as just a bunch of like guys in orange polo shirts that just got golfing. They got their little like shades on with their little froggies. They're like, yeah man, I'm going to watch a Clemson game.
Clemson game, yep, there it is.
Things like that. It's just like that's how I thought the South was.
And sometimes it is that.
Oh, it is.
All right, I think that's a little sports talk for the moment.
I think that's a wrap. Stay tuned because next week we're gonna dive in even more. We might do like a little Michael Phelps swan dive right in. Just
Yo, it's season 2. We got goodies. What is there to say?
Guys, remember, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends too. Just share the video because giveaway at 100. Not gonna tell you what it is. Told a couple of you. Check it out.
Just watch out for that Hump Day Holly.
Hump Day Holly.
More rental listings than anybody else. It was just inevitable that you were going to find everything you were looking for.